Hello and welcome to the Wheel Route Fantasy Football Show. I'm Kev Wheeler, your host. We're going to do a couple of best ball drafts today. We're going to do Puppy 2 just to get me warmed up. And then we'll go into and do Best Ball Mania 6 draft. Try to win that 2 mil, that cool cash. Actually, I should have tested my mic. I was going to play some intro music, but that's a little complicated for me right now. All right. So let's jump right in. Oh, I guess we could talk about Noah Fant getting cut today. It shouldn't matter too much, although there's a chance I might grab him in the last round in one of these drafts today. Just because his landing spot, I mean, we can't be positive, we can't be sure of what it is. But oh wow, filled right away. Nice. I'm in the puppy too. So if you were looking to jump in with me, too late. Not a lot of badges except I'm the 10 hole and we got badges all around, right around me. All right. So I'll queue up a couple guys, but Noah Fant could end up on Miami, could end up on the Chargers, a couple other places that would be decent landing spots for him. So while he's in the news, other people might be doing it too, but last round isn't too bad. If we get news that he lands on a team that he's going to get some targets, he's going to shoot up draft boards just on hype. He from what I remember, and I guess I should have looked this up closer. He's a pretty darn good athlete. And it's kind of always been expected that he was going to be like a Jimmy Graham type in Seattle. Never quite worked out for him there. But I mean, most tight ends, it's their second landing spot where they take off, have a couple good years. He's never going to be, well, I never and always are stupid to say, but it's highly unlikely that he'll ever be, a top 5 tight end or something like that. But, in a best ball in the last round, not a bad idea to just keep him in mind if we're falling behind a tight end. There are a lot of great tight ends at the very end. And Arroyo, he's a certain last round pick, if not sooner. All right. So first round looks like, if I just go by ADP, it is definitely Neighbors. Yeah. And then there's somebody else I have ranked higher here, and I'm just hoping to get him on the bounce back, and it's likely I will. I'll give you a hint. It's a running back. And there are actually 2 other running backs that I wouldn't mind. So as long as it doesn't go boom, 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 running back, and even if it does, I wouldn't mind landing Brian Thomas. Ginty was not it. All right. I'm going to get one of the running backs I want. I like to split it up when I'm this close to the turn. And I do like the running backs down this end of the draft. I'm always happy getting the 12th pick. I'm going to grab Devin Achane. I always want to say Achane, but I'm trying to teach myself Achan. I think that's what he wants to be called. At least that's what it seems to be. All right. So first round went pretty chalky. I guess Justin Jefferson going at 4 now is a little late. Saquon was going 2 overall in the beginning, but now him and Justin Jefferson have flip-flopped around Bijan. Gibbs, Puka went a little bit earlier than we normally see him, I think. CD at 7. It's a good for the 7 hole. Christian McCaffrey at 8. Like there isn't a bad first round pick. I just passed up Nico in a super flex draft redraft, and I'm kind of kicking myself for it. It was in the third round. I grabbed the quarterback instead. Um, I had 2 running backs in the first 2 rounds, so in a super flex, I'm like, I got to get that quarterback, even though not a lot of other teams did. Anyway, I'll go over redraft. Actually, I plan on doing a redraft show. Maybe I'm thinking Wednesday. That seems to be tentatively. I'll do a rankings and mock draft and do all that redraft stuff. Um, Try to get myself prepared and everybody else prepared for the redraft leagues because redraft season is really kicking off. It's always best ball season. But all right, so I grabbed Malik Neighbors in the first round. And then Amon Ra went after me. I haven't been getting a lot of Amon Ra at all. Actually, maybe I should switch these boards now that I think about it. We'll see. After Amon Ra, Ashton Ginty went, then Drake London, which is a little early for him, then Brian Thomas, and I came back and grabbed Devin Achan. Then Derrick Henry went. I would have been happy grabbing him too. When we say AJ Brown, Lad McConkey, that's a little bit early for them. Jonathan Taylor goes. Brock Bowers has fallen past T. Higgins. Whew. Marvin Harrison in the second seems a little early too. Definitely tell there aren't many badges in here. Actually, and I did adjust these ranks last night. I think last night. Yeah, that's I adjusted my best ball ranks last night. So I'm gonna go with the my rank tab a little bit closer than the ADP tab. So I'm looking at it's not my pick. All right. I'm looking at Brees Hall or Xavier Worthy. Brees Hall is going right at this ADP, so let me stick the landing there. And yeah, going 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds is not my typical drafting style in previous years. I've started to hit running back a little bit earlier, running back and tight end a little bit earlier. And I plan on hitting some quarterbacks too. Actually, if Jaden Daniels falls, I'm kind of tempted. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking at what's coming up next. And even though there's probably nobody actually actively watching, I don't want to reveal too. All right, yeah, Jaden Daniels goes, and actually, I'm gonna go with Kittle. Oh no, I'm not. I timed out. I'll take Worthy. A little bit ahead of ADP, but behind where I have Worthy ranked. I feel like Kittle's probably a smarter pick there, and I want to adjust them. Kittle was going later, but he's been creeping up pretty steadily. And actually, whoops, I forgot to do something here. Give you a little. I don't need. Well, I don't hear the silence, but good. Okay, I'm on track now. Yeah, I probably would have rather had Kittle there. I was a little slow in the queue. Um, but Xavier Worthy's not a bad pick. After me goes Hampton, Jalen Hurts, T Mac, Tet McMillan, George Kittle, DJ Moore, James Cook, Cortland Sutton, TJ Metcalf, Devonta Smith. Somebody else is. Usually that Devonta Smith goes at 48 when Hurts is right there to go with him. But I guess I'd have to look at his ADP. And yeah, George Pickens goes after him. I like that. I like that 4-5 turn for the one hole. Devonta Smith, George Pickens. I've done that quite a bit. So we are looking at. Oh, and I want to throw in little nuggets about players too. I started setting that up, but I only got as far as the first few rounds. So I'll have to wait a little bit until it comes back around. Jameson Williams goes next. Evan Silva was talking up Jameson Williams. Got some people hyped on him. He's been going in this range all along, though. Then we got RJ Harvey. He's starting to creep back up. The Dobbins hype is dying down a little bit, as expected. Kenneth Walker goes after that. There's some, was it either Leone or, I think it's Leone that is pretty high on Kenneth Walker, and I think the guys from RotoViz are as well. I'm starting to come back around to give me one sec. I'm looking at Jalen Waddle. Yeah. Jalen Waddle it is. Jalen Waddle is going to benefit from Jonnu going away, and this is a time box tourney. And in fact, the Puppy 2 is almost full. I think it's about 85% full. Filling quick. I wish they would make the puppies bigger. I like that they're cheaper, but get that prize pool up there. They it seems that they go so quickly. All right, just hitting some guys in the queue. All right, good. I had Kamara in the queue. I really didn't want to draft him though. I just don't feel good about it, and there's no need for me to. It's one of those where I'm starting to come around on him. Now, my choice is Olave or Jennings. I am actually going to go with Jennings. I just think he's safer. 3rd and 1, as I believe it's Rich Rebar calls him. With Purcell going on the pup, it's the preseason pup. It really doesn't mean anything other than he's sitting out practice, but it means he's not 100%. And then Ayuk probably isn't 100%. Unlikely to start the season on the active roster. So Juwan Jennings is starting to look like a real steal where he's going in the 6th. Not that he is far moving. Like I could see drafting him ahead of Waddle, but yeah, there's no need for me to do that. Joe Burrow going at 67. Like I think Joe Burrow should be going at the end of the 6th round, and he should have gone to the next drafter, to the T. Higgins drafter. The T. Higgins drafter should never let him get to Jamar Chase. But if the Chase drafter gets Higgins, like there's no real reason for anybody to jump ahead on him. Sure, you could stack him with Gesicki and Burton super late. But Jamar Chase is going to ball out on his own. Jamar Chase pulls Burrow. So, like, if you have Burrow without Chase or Higgins, at least have Higgins. Higgins is in for a good year, I believe. All right, so let me queue up. Actually, I think it was it might have been Leone. I listen to a lot of YouTube streams, a lot of podcasts, and I get people mixed up. Somebody was making the case for Laporta the other day, and I have almost no Laporta, and he's likely to go real soon anyway. So I shouldn't get too hyped on him. Although, oh man, I got Worthy, and I think 2 days ago I was streaming, had Worthy, and Mahomes fell to me. If he falls to me again, I'm going to take him. But I'm going to try to push him around the turn. And actually, on both sides of me, everybody has a quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and take Laporta. Push Mahomes around. And oh, come on. Really? Why would you get a second quarterback? You have Lamar. That's just nonsense. Running back or receiver. I should have waited and I should have gone Mahomes Hawkinson. Or no. You know what? I'm going to go with Brandon Ayuk and queue up Purdy. Where is Purdy? Purdy's ADP is 101. So I would have to hope for him to fall, but I wasn't going to reach all that way. And, well, I just got to dodge the Ricky Purcell drafter, who also has Marvin Harrison and Cortland Sutton. So that drafter would be better off. So the guy in the 3 hole. Oh, I forgot to present. So sorry. That is the worst. That is why I need y'all in the chat. And I should be... Whoops. Close that up. Where's... Every chat. Oh, public chat. Comments. There you go. There's only one person live watching. Like, subscribe. I'll come up with a more set schedule so you know when I'm on here. Justin Fields in the 8th. Actually, that's a faux pas on my part. I need to have Justin Fields ranked higher. Here's the thing. Justin Fields ADP, I'm going to have to look at it. Actually, where can I? Assistant something. All right, so we took him at... Where the heck did he go? I'm trying to do too many things at once again. No, that's not him. That's him. Justin Fields, his ADP was 110 not very long ago. Now it's 99. Justin Fields is really shooting up. I am on deck. I have Purdy in the queue. Let me just see. Yeah, I definitely want Purdy here. Um, if I get sniped, you just come on now. And I'm even going to secure Purdy, even though Kyler Murray and Bo Nix are still on the board. I have two 49ers receivers. I'm kind of all in on San Francisco, so Purdy is quite essential there. All right, by my ranking, got the quarterbacks in there. Ooh, all right. I should not go with a sixth wide receiver here. But that reminder is for a draft I have in an hour, so I might be going live twice tonight. Let's see if it's an NFFC draft, so I have not had one fill yet. This one has 10 of the 12. So I'll discuss that later, if it's not full. But if you want to draft against me in an NFFC draft, all right. So now my choice here. I am gonna go with Luther Burden. Actually, I don't even think it's a reach. I think his ADP is 111. As ADP is 116, but my other choices were Evan Ingram or Scattaboo. But I think Luther Burden, I think I've said it on every show so far. Luther Burden is, in my eyes, he's the next OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. Oh, Nix is still sitting there. And in all honesty, wow. Yeah, Jay May, Justin Herbert. Like, I think this is the zone Knicks should be going in. I'm just surprised he's fallen this far. I'm willing to bet like the Sutton draft already has two quarterbacks or something. No. This Cortland Sutton drafter doesn't have any quarterbacks. Okay. Knicks is unstacked, but way beyond ADP. Just a faller. Surprising. Ooh, Hollywood. All right. So on the Rashee Rice news, Hollywood Brown looks like he's creeping up. I was scooping up as much Hollywood Brown as I could. When he was going around 130, but I will not be getting him at 115. No way. All right, so a few more quarterbacks go. Drake May, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Jared Goff. That's it. The quarterbacks are starting to go where I thought they would. Jared Goff, sorry, has... I'd have to look at his... I think I can look at his ADP. Has an ADP of 117. I feel like his ADP was in the low hundreds or 90s earlier on in best ball season. I did not like that. I've really been staying away from Detroit completely. I just, everybody at price. I started drafting some Jameson Williams. He's a good best ball play, but it just seemed to be quite expensive. All right, so I'm okay. There just seems to be so many quarterbacks sitting here that I would love to have, but I have no stack for them. I'm only going to get one more wide receiver. Jordan Love just went, and I was looking at Tucker Kraft, but I'm going to pass him up. Go back to the running back well, get myself some rootin' tootin'. Um, Tootin is this year's hype beast. Uh, I would much rather Travis Etienne, who's going in the 9th round. That seems like a massive value to me. But if I'm wrong, Etienne again, Tootin's going to be the man. I'm wondering whether I should think about Tua here, but man, Trevor Lawrence, just like him so much. All right, Kraft goes. Thank you. I'm gonna put a couple of running backs in the queue. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Ray Davis. I could have gone with Dylan Sampson, Rashad White. Let me see my weeks. All right. Nice spacing in my bye weeks at running back. I kind of was in a zone where I really like Trevor Lawrence, but I guess I could have stacked them with Strange and De'Ami Brown. That would have been the move. But I have Waddle, so I'm going to grab Tua later. Yeah, you know what? I should have grabbed Lawrence there and just stacked them late. I would much rather stack them with, and I had the opportunity. Or no, I didn't have the opportunity really. With either Brian Thomas or the rookie, the Travis Hunter. If I have either one of them, I am really focused on Lawrence. I think Lawrence is going to have his breakout year. They show us the reason why he went number 1 overall. Like, I remember watching Trevor. Like, I will watch very little college football, but it was either the bowl game or maybe even a national semifinal. I don't know. Playoff game, I guess. He just looked, as a freshman, looked so seasoned, so fresh, so just on the money. And then, from what it sounded like after he was drafted, I think he even said something about, like, football isn't really his passion. It's kind of just fun for him, which is fine, great if you're like playing JV football. But in the NFL, if you don't have a passion for it, and I just think he's had some pretty miserable coaching. So, second year of the head coach. Is that Liam Cohen? Or am I thinking of the wrong team? Either way, like I think now he's got some real weapons. Not that Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram were bad. It's just that, well, last year they were hurt, and then Brian Thomas emerged. But having somebody on the other side is going to benefit him. All right, so I stacked my Jalen Waddle with Tua. Really wide open here as to what I want. Although, actually, yeah. I'm going to grab Cam Ward. There's a couple of different ways I could have gone, whether it's Jalen Wright, Hunter Henry, Brenton Strange was just sitting there. I should have drafted Lawrence instead of Ray Davis would have been the move, and I could have gotten Strange where I got Ward. And that would have worked out pretty nicely. I'll have to keep that in mind. Unbound this end of the board. All right, let me think. Let me see. So Janu in the 14th. That's still that's okay. Right around Ertz. Hunter Henry is probably the guy I would have liked. What are the tight ends gonna do? Can't do San Francisco. What's the Miami tight end that they just? Waller. I'm not a Waller guy. He's gonna have to fall to like the 17th, which I guess that might be his ADP. But I got tricks up my sleeve at tight end, so unstar them for now, actually. All right. After I drafted Cam, and that's what I need to queue. I need to queue a couple of Cam's receivers. So I might go running back next. I'm probably going to get one more running back, one more receiver, and 2 tight ends. That sounds like a plan. And so running backs, I like Roshan coming up. Otherwise, I can wait. Let me see where the Tennessee receivers. How much do I have? I have a little ways, so I will type in TEN. Like Underdog, because you can type the team abbreviation into the search bar and get all the players from that team queued up. So it looks like, running backs win. Or no, Roshan win. I still have, what's his ADP? 198. All right. I have some running backs that could sit a while. Don't really want that. Wide receiver, running back, tight end. I'll grab Chig early just to get him. And who's the other tight end I was saying? If he's around on the way back, I'll grab that other tight end. Instead, right now, I'm going to grab a running back that I've been drafting the heck out of. Yeah, I'm not going to reach for Waller. Just not going to do it. No way. Because I do have a tight end kind of. I like to. There's a few tight ends I like to draft in the last rounds. But, all right. So, Marshawn Lloyd. I have so much of him. Like, I've never been a Josh Jacobs believer. And actually, 1 year in a dynasty league, Dan Williamson traded me Josh Jacobs for the 109, and I couldn't turn it down. And Josh Jacobs took me to second place in that league that year, right behind Billy Muzio. I'm sure you all have heard of him. If you haven't, he knows his stuff. He's really good at this. All aspects of fantasy and I think betting too. I think it's more fantasy football. Projections, really good at that. All right, so on the bounce back, I am going to look to stack Ward with a receiver. I could also stack Waddle again. What's his name? Malik Washington. Malik Washington. Huh. You know what? I wish I had noticed the ADP on another guy that I would actually like. No. Oh. So, all right. I don't have a full screen here. That's why. Okay. My draft room screen I had slightly minimized, and it was mixing up my rank with ADP. So now it's all straight. But Darren Waller goes. That's fine. Do not need him. I have tricks. And actually, I could do something like Arroyo, Sinnott. But I have another. Do I go Iron Manor? Yeah, I'm gonna go Alec, Iron Manor, Iron Manor. And that'll be my last wide receiver. So I've been I've been kind of mixing up my late round tight ends, but there's one I've kind of like, let me get laser focused on this guy before people hear the news. But I think I might just draft the guy that's been, okay. Arroyo shares a bye week with Laporta. I don't want to just rely on Chig to be the guy. It seems like it's a tiebreaker. I've been grabbing Taysom Hill in the last rounds because look at what they have at quarterback. Taysom Hill is a better quarterback than Spencer Rattler. I mean, don't get me wrong. After what's his shook, whatever you want to call him, when he gets injured, which he's been injured like almost his entire college career. He's 26. He's going to be. Maybe he turns 26 before the year starts. I think he's 26 now, or very close to it. I think one of the podcasts was trying to say he was going to be 27 soon, but I think that's next year. Either way, he's at least 26 years old. And it's because he had 7 years of college eligibility because he had season-ending injuries. I think a couple of them on his shoulder. So as soon as he gets sacked, it's going to be like, whatever. All right. So if there's nobody in the chat. So if you were in the chat and you drafted against me and you wanted me to go over your team, I would gladly do that. I need members and subscribers, so I'll do anything we need at this point. We want I don't even want to know what that actually is. All right, so I went with Malik Neighbors to start, follow that up with Devin Achane, and then Breece Hall, one of my favorites in the late third. He even slips to the early fourth sometimes, but got him in the late third. Came back with Worthy. Kind of wish that Worthy was Kittle, but I think I ended up all right at tight end. Then in the fifth, Jalen Waddle. Sixth, Juwan Jennings. I talked about him. He's, at least early in the season, is going to stud out. And really, I have a feeling Juwan Jennings is going to be Purdy's security blanket throughout the year. So, yeah, I'm thinking good things for Juwan Jennings. Third and one. Then I went with Sam Laporta. I have very little Laporta. I have very few Detroit players in general. Came back with Brandon Ayuk, and I know he's probably not going to play for the first 6 games, but in best ball, especially best ball tournaments, we're looking at the playoff run, weeks 15, 16, 17. And that is something I should have come back with a Chicago player for some week 17 correlation with Miami. And oh, I did. Perfect. My man Luther. Oh, that is the perfect double stack and bring back. Whew. Oh, hot and bothered after that one. I don't think I bring back Tua. I think Miami is playing Tampa Bay in week 17. Oh, I had the HN there too. Ooh, that's a hefty. That's a solid stack. I didn't need that Malik Washington. Good job. Completely by accident, but just fine. But I don't have any Tampa. Bring back there Tennessee. I forget who they're playing. It's really hard to remember all the correlations. Although I need to go back over that. I should actually have the week 17 schedule up. But let's do this. It is 7:20. Ooh. How long have I been on? 41? Yeah, I'm definitely going to do another draft. And I advertised the Best Ball Mania, so let me jump in the Best Ball Mania right now. I really wish there was still a 30-second pick option. But here we go. I haven't done many of the Best Ball Mania drafts. It is highly unlikely that I will max it. I wanted to get a couple in this past week, just didn't kind of hit. But why is that taking so long? Sometimes it looks like it freezes, like when a BBM draft isn't filling lightning quick. I'm super shocked. They're waiting for one person. Never mind. All right. So yeah, after Cam Ward, I went Chikakonkwo, Marshawn Lloyd, Alec Iamanair to stack Cam Ward, and then finished with my running back, Darlin Taysom Hill, or my tight end, Darlin Taysom Hill. He's under contract. They cut him. He's super expensive. 12 hole. Yes. That's what I like. That's what I want. 12 hole. So yeah. Let's go. I haven't done many of these. I wanted to do a few during the week this week for like best ball week. Not last year, but in previous years, quite a few of the guys that won it drafted their teams in the third week of July. So I like to draft heavily that week, and I'll probably try to draft heavily this week as well. But as I said earlier, I might be ending this quite abruptly after we are done, because it looks like the 8 o'clock NFFC draft has filled. I am the 9 pick in that one, and it's third round reversal, so looking good. But I want to do different. Actually, I might just record that one and play it tomorrow so that there aren't back-to-back live streams. All right, yeah, that's the plan. All right, so Bijan went in the 1 hole, and then Chase, Jefferson, CD, then Gibbs, Barkley, McCaffrey. Why do I feel like no? All right. Sitting in the 12 hole, looking quite good. think. Do I go Amon Ra? Do I just go with ADP? Probably not. And I'm going to go HN and Brian Thomas. As I said, I like to split it up at the turn. I do have Ginty higher in these ranks, but it shouldn't be. That's an adjustment I need to make because I definitely have HN in my redraft rankings. I have HN, I believe, right behind Christian McCaffrey. Or I also have Derrick Henry up more. In redraft, Derrick Henry's just a beast. There's a whole different philosophy in redraft, and I'll go back over that. As I said, I think Wednesday, either Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on what's going on. But yeah, that's what I'll do. So after this, I might end it rather abruptly, but I'm going to go and record my NFFC draft, and I'll have that to you. I'll have that uploaded tomorrow, probably around early afternoon. I might let this one settle for a little bit, but like, subscribe, turn on notifications, subscribe and turn on notifications, because I will be doing this quite often. And it will get better. It will get more entertaining. I will have little nuggets. Actually, in the NFFC draft, it's a 1 minute clock, 55-second clock. So I'll have time to talk through different players and kind of little tidbits and nuggets about them, which I should be able to do at the turn here, actually. Let me practice that a little bit. So let's just look. So, HN. I'll go over the guys I drafted. So, while HN went from 10.8 yards per carry in 2023 to 4.5 last year, there are reasons for it. I mean, the whole team didn't do as well, right? So that's definitely just par for the course. But on top of that, he went into the season bulked up, right? It's because he knew he was going to get a heavier workload. Rushing the ball. So, he wanted to be more durable. He's a small guy. But that bulking up for running backs isn't usually a good thing. This year, he said he wants to speed back up and drop some of the weight. And now they drafted they drafted back, and they have Jalen Wright, and it's coming up on my picks, so I don't want to keep babbling. Let me see. I want to expand this a little bit. I need to kind of think through here. Breece Hall went. So I know I'm going to want Kittle. Let me get that done first. Do I want McLaurin? It would kind of screw the Jaden Daniels drafter. Or do I want Worthy? I have McLaurin ranked a little bit higher. And I'm sorry, Sergeant Sweeney. He's probably going to be mad at me because I messed up his stack. My other choice was Worthy there. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I know I'm going to focus on Trevor Lawrence. Now, Sergeant Sweeney's going to snipe Trevor Lawrence from me at some point. I have a lot of Kansas City stacks. I'm definitely not afraid to go ahead and grab that. Seeing that, Mahomes and Kelsey are in the eighth and ninth rounds now, like, yeah, I can't kind of deny that. I can't. I can only, if we're drafting them in the third and fourth, like last year, I didn't have any, or very few. But when they're going in the eighth, ninth, and still have the potential to be what they were, might as well. But Achan scored 173 PPR points from receiving production last year. That was 39 more than the year before. Okay, so this isn't PPR, but most of his production is going to come in the receiving game. And I think we'll see a whole new focus and even more targets with Jonnu gone. And that's the Achan play. Let me just check this. Oh, all right. Then I have some more on Achan, but let me get to. Do I not have anything on Brian Thomas? Averaged 2.45 routes per or yards per route run last year. All other Jags combined for 1.06. Ryan Thomas was a stud given what he was working with last year. All right, so I'm up in 4 picks and I got back-to-back picks. I am going to like what I end up with. I have 2 receivers and a running back in the queue. I don't have much of this running back at all. But, that's not the running back. I'm going to grab Travis Hunter to go with that double stack. And I'm going to go run a wide receiver again. And this is why I don't have much Alvin Kamara. Just the wide receivers going around that. And all right, so given what Hayden Winks has told us about roster construction in these tournaments and what wins, I've been trying to narrow down to just 3 receivers in the first 6 rounds. And not go, nuts with running backs, which is typical of underdog drafters. And you might but it's 0.5 PPR. But just start 3 wide receivers and you have a flex. So generally speaking, week to week, most teams are starting 3.5 wide receivers, 2.4 running backs, and 1.1 tight ends. And the fall off at wide receiver is massive, probably by the next turn. There's a couple stragglers. There's your like Ayuk's, Egbuka's, and whatever flavor of Mooney or Downs or Shakir you might like, or Cup or Pittman. And not that the running backs are immensely better in that range either, but I just feel like you're playing with fire when it comes to the later running backs. I'm so glad I got Kittle, or later wide receivers. Running back, we can stack late. We can end up with 6 or maybe even 7 of them. And with Achan filling one spot probably 12 times throughout the season, maybe more. We just need a running back to kind of fill in the cracks there because, well, I have 4 solid wide receivers. Actually, Travis Hunter will be my 0.5 kind of guy. I went with a lot of high upside. I'm not afraid to take another wide receiver there, though. I can be talked into anything. Actually, how far away am I? Yeah, these running backs that I like are gonna start disappearing. Um, All right, I'm not gonna force it, but yeah, maybe maybe I should have gone with Worthy instead of McLaurin because that Mahomes stack is just staring me in the face. All right, my pick. I will go with Aaron Jones. And oh, already. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm back to back. I'm gonna go with Ayuk again. Um, where is this? We are 7-8 turn. So that was Ayuk at 85. Oh, that was early, wasn't it? ADP of 91. It wasn't too bad. My other choice was kind of to go with Jordan Mason. And stack the Minnesota backfield. I don't mind doing that, but I'm not high on Mason to begin with. Other people are, and maybe I should be. If I'm going to stack a backfield, it's going to be 9th, 10th round, 11th, 12th round. Yeah, like, so here's my philosophy on it. If you stack a backfield, the total of what round you drafted them in. So I drafted Aaron Jones in the 7th, and it would have been Mason in the 8th. So the total of that is 15. In my eyes, the total of that has to be whatever the last round of your draft is, so 18. If it's a 20-round draft, maybe you want to do it later. And actually, now that I think of that philosophy, it's not. The math doesn't always work, but if I'm going to stack running backs, I want them to be later. Or like Devin Achane. Like, I won't be I drafted him in the 1st round. So I won't be drafting Jalen Wright in the 12th, 13th, wherever he's going. If he gets to the 17th, I kind of have permission to do it. But I can get Ollie Gordon in the 18th and do that kind of stack. That was the name I was thinking of earlier. Ollie Gordon could take some of the goal line work, or not really goal line work. I would think he'd be more the mop-up work. 4th quarter when they're in a blowout of something like that, kind of preserve Achane. I still need running back. What do we got? We got Kelsey sitting there. I have Ayuk and Jennings. I'm going to grab Purdy if he makes it to me. That would be the first in the queue. And then, so at this turn, I wouldn't be against doing both Tracy and Scatterboo. Not that I want to stack the Giants backfield. And I was listening to Liam Murphy. He made a really good point about Scatterboo and Tracy. Scatterboo was drafted in the 4th round. And he was expected to go higher. All right, so the next in ADP are also the next in my rank, and I get the San Francisco stack with Purdy. God, I hope he has a different bye week. Oh, I don't have any quarterback yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. But running back, I'm going to come back with Tyrone Tracy. So he made a good point about Scatterboo. Everybody's hyped on Scatterboo. And Liam Murphy said, because of how he looks, which the subtext there is awesome. Yeah, everybody's hyped on him, especially the Giants fans, because he's white. He's the great white hype. People like What's different, right? Um, yeah, right. So he's getting hyped up. Oh, that was the other thing I could have done. Ah, yeah. Darn. I needed running back. And not the Tyrone trade. So the way Liam describes it, Scotty's being hyped up. Look at the other fourth round running backs. We're drafting them in the last 2 rounds, if at all. So why are we driving Scotty up? Because Tyrone Tracy fumbles. If he can just hold on to the ball, the Giants really loved him. I mean, even with his fumbles, they came back to him again and again and again. Not towards the end, they got a little bit. When he lost like his 5th and it cost them the 2nd game in a row, that's when it was like, ugh. Hurt. Oh my goodness, I triple stacked San Francisco. And I don't have the Chicago bring back. Oh, I can bring back with a running back. That's fine. I feel like running backs are flying. Maybe it's just because I caught myself behind the 8 ball, but ooh, not going with the ADP guy. Oh, all right. So I know if my guys fall, I'm all over them, but one of them is not going to fall. But I'm hoping my quarterback does. And another trick up my sleeve at wide receiver. Yeah, Burden. Burden's the guy I wanted. God, he came so close to coming back, and Hollywood went too. So I'm stuck with Love went. Yeah. Good go, Herbert. All right, I'm going to finish my Brian Thomas stack with, my double stack, right? All right, tell me they don't have it. All right, they have different bye weeks, 14 and 18 and 8. Yeah, Brian Thomas and running back Ray Davis again. That's twice today. All right. Yeah, I'm hoping for good things from Ray Davis as well. Hoping goal line carries or something of the sort there. Last year they gave James Cook 17 rushing touchdowns. I think 21 total. I'd have to look those numbers again. But I think they're going to spread that out a little bit this year, and James Cook is holding in. He likes money too much to hold out. He's holding in. Well, I guess it hasn't. He went to mandatory workouts because he didn't want to get fined. He likes money. So I have massive San Francisco stack, massive Jacksonville, or very large Jacksonville stack. I can get the tight end. Strange. Got that about ADP. So let me just look. I'm pretty far away. But I definitely need a wide receiver. What do I have? 5 wide receivers? I have 5 wide receivers because I didn't get Luther Burden or Hollywood Brown. Those are guys. Hollywood's moved up a little bit. He was kind of my sneaky later round guy. I also have a lot of Tillman and Romeo Dubs. Well, more Tillman than anything. He seems to be creeping up a little bit too. The hype seems to be getting out. Quentin Johnson's a guy I don't have a whole lot of, but probably should start getting a little bit more of. Bryce Young, I have a ton of. I really like Geno Smith, but I tend to only get him when I have him in a stack with Jacoby Myers or, of course, Brock Bowers, and he did go to the Brock Bowers stack. Okay, I'm up in 3 picks. What does my queue look like? Ugh. All right, so I'll get Brenton Strange to stack. I need another tight end. I would like a wide receiver here, actually, and not the guy I have in my queue. What do I want to do? I don't see any wide receivers that are special. I'll just grab a running back. Let's see. All right. I thought I got that in. Let me see. I think that I still need another running back. Bertie Lawrence, Kittle, Strange, 5 wide receivers. I'll go 2 more wide receivers. Yeah, I'll go with 7 wide receivers. 2. Ooh, I'm gonna have to cut out a quarterback, or I think I can cut out a quarterback. Purdy and Lawrence should carry me, especially with those stacks. So if I can get a Chicago, yeah, Colson Loveland in the 11th. I don't see it with all the target competition. I wouldn't mind just getting Cole Kmet in the last round. That's safe. Roshan went. That was who I should have stuck with I should have stuck the Roshan right there. All right, so let's take a look. Jacksonville. I think they play Indianapolis. So let me just look. What do I got here? I'm going to Alec Pierce or Adonai Mitchell. Could even go Giddens. Actually, I'm going to leave. I have 5 running backs. I'm going to leave the running back until the last round. Kittle and Strange could lock up the tight end. All right, I was thinking Hunter Henry, but Kittle has the same bye week. I'm not going to advance my stacks anymore, but bringbacks. I could go Kyle Monungai in the last round. Let me just look at receiver. That's what's kind of... Yeah. 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 4 left. Need 2 wide receivers. Just trying to think. Well. Might do something a little bit tricky here. There's not anything I super like. I'm going to get Adonai Mitchell. And I know I need another receiver. I just doesn't have any correlation. But Michael Wilson. Did I need another receiver? Oh, sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fine. I could be done at receiver. I'm going to get either one more quarterback or one more tight end. don't think I want to do both. Although I'm not dead set against it. So, what was I going to say? Adonai Mitchell is also a bring back on the Jacksonville stack. So that's really why I kind of reached for him. And I mean, he is arguably the more talented wide receiver, the more versatile wide receiver in that offense, but he's not going to usurp Pittman or I want to say Brown, but like for some reason I second guess myself all the time. Where'd he go? Josh Downs, not Brown, Down. He's not going to usurp them, but he could usurp Alex Smith, Alex Pierce. Jeez, I got to do these earlier. I don't do good at night. That's why I'm going to record the next one. Very tempted to I could have my running back bring back could have been Kyle Monangai went. That's who I had next in my queue. I did not think he was going to go there. He's getting hyped. Especially considering that could be where Kamara goes. I would not be surprised. All right. So you know what? Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get another running back. I was gonna draft Richardson for the bring back, but I'm gonna stick with two quarterbacks here. Just Purdy and Lawrence are solid. Get Marshawn Lloyd as my running back, and I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna go with Cole Kmet on the bring back to San Francisco stack. So my final team is Devon Achane, Brian Thomas, George Kittle, Terry McLaurin, Travis Hunter, Juwan Jennings, Aaron Jones, Brandon Ayuk, and then I close out a triple San Francisco stack with Brock Purdy and bring that back with my last round pick of Cole Kmet. I mean, think about it. If Colston Loveland stays hurt or doesn't add up to what he's supposed to be, Cole Kmet's going to be in for like touchdown targets. And Cole Kmet's a good tight end. They must have really loved Loveland and probably thought or still maybe think they're going to get rid of some other wide receivers. But we shall see. But after Purdy, went with Tyrone Tracy, Trevor Lawrence to close out the double stack, which ended up, I also getting strange, so I triple stack that and the bring back with Adonai Mitchell. Got Ray Davis, Dylan Sampson, and Marshawn Lloyd as my running backs, and threw in a Michael Wilson at wide receiver. I think he is being immensely overlooked, and just kind of throw him in when I'm just searching for a boom bust, give me a couple of weeks wide receiver. So that being said, I have 7 minutes to get ready for my NFFC draft, which I want to set up the draft room for that. So until next time, please like, subscribe, hit the notifications. I'll be coming to you just about every afternoon or evening until the season starts. as often as I can. I will be away this weekend. Maybe I'll pre-record some things that I'll just upload. But anyway, have a great evening. Like, subscribe, go to the wheelrouteff.com. I'll see you again soon.